Greetings everyone and welcome back to Draven's continuing adventures into the Iliac Bay. In the last video I was on a quest to look for a necromancer in the city of Dwinian, given to me by the Knightly Order, the Order of the Raven. The only lead we had was a Breton woman, but she claimed that she would die if she gave us the information, the location of the necromancer. I think it was an exaggeration, to be honest, but it's a fantasy world. Anything could happen. I don't see that as, too impossible considering what Draven has already seen, so we didn't want to risk it really. But I don't have any other leads. I'm going to spend one more day here. I'm going to see what this merchant is selling before I decide to give up the quest, because I don't want to waste another video in this city when we have to deliver a ring, I believe, to the Restless Gnome Lodge. And we have a main quest as well waiting. So I think the weather's bad, which is going to affect Draven sooner or later. So I just want to see what we're going to do first. I think I'm going to sell a few items and wait till the next day. I have a sneaking suspicion that the necromancer is in the palace because we were attacked by undead there. So let me go into this. Where's the bookstore? I actually want to sell some books because I read the dubious tale and a history of Daggerfall. Well, there's the general store. I think that's good enough. All right, so let's see where the books are. A dubious tale of the Crystal Tower and a history of Daggerfall. I'm gonna keep the skirt. It's way too useful. I'll sell the shirt. I'm not really gonna wear it. Maybe the hammer? No, I think I'm gonna keep the hammer. Just to, alternate between weapons and so forth. I don't like using one weapon style too often. I like to switch it up. It's not necessary, but that's how I like to play. Let's get some drinks. Ale, and I think we could rest for the day. I'm gonna cast Recall here. Yeah, it's getting too late. I don't even think the palace will be open. I know we searched the palace, but I want to check one more area in it. I think it might be closed, considering the time, but I'm not too sure. If we fail the quest, is there a time limit? Let's see. No, there doesn't seem to be a time to that quest. And it's locked. Okay, so we should wait until the next day. But I'm not exactly... I know I checked the Mages Guild as well. Because that would kind of make sense, wouldn't it? Like, a necromancer could hide their research there, perhaps? But wouldn't the Mages Guild know? Oh, we didn't rent a room. 14 days, why not? It's free. The room is free for a knight such as you. Enemies? Okay, so now we're getting attacked at the tavern. Your rest was excellent. He barely... What did he sleep? Half an hour? So, could it be that we're just getting attacked anywhere we go? By the necromancer? Where's this enemy? Alright, this is just like a closet. Okay, could we persuade... No, we can't pacify the enemy at all. Could it perhaps... Let's heal. No note, anything at all. I don't... Like, we can't even investigate really properly without the Breton woman. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to complete this, but it's just one of those things, right? Like, no, I don't want to look through it. Actually, I'm curious. I'm not gonna steal, I'm just curious. Black Rose, that's all. Okay. 9 hours. And we're getting attacked again. Alright, this is getting a little ridiculous. There we go. 65 gold. Draven's hungry yet again. So it's a little ridiculous. Salmon steak. Let's sleep those 8 hours if we could finally do it. What's going on? That we can't rest. Is it... Could he... I don't think... Could he be here? The necromancer? Could it be random? That's private. And this is just a closet. So if the necromancer was here, I kind of doubt it because we also got attacked at the palace, didn't we? Quiet down. I've got a lead on a house in town that's going to be holding some big money overnight. I can tell you where, but it's going to cost you. Want to find out? That sounds very suspicious. And Draven wants nothing to do with that. Ah, my friend, how are you this day? Okay, so none of these, it's a red guard. None of these, what kind of name is that for a red guard? Uthval Garefield. Maybe he's a forebear? Because I hear forebears are more likely to take, names. Here's the Wraith, like we were looking for. Foreign names, I should say. Alright, so I love this tune, but it's time to step out the castle. It's still night. No, I don't want to loiter for that many hours. Could it be that perhaps the cold is seeping into your bones? Now, this is closed, right? Yeah. I want to use the long skirt to get inside. We're not going to steal, because that's not what Draven does. I just want to see if it was possible that we could steal, and we could. Mithril Brigandine. I don't think that's as good as what I'm wearing, right? The mithril I have equipped. Do I have mithril equipped? I do, okay. Yeah, I was sure I did. Could we rest at the tavern? There's not many places we could check at nightfall without breaking in. I had perhaps the suspicion that this necromancer would be at the Fighters Guild for some reason, but there was nothing there. In the last video, it seemed implausible as well. No, this is a different tavern. Alright, so if we can't get, can't go anywhere for the rest of the night, and we just can't sleep either, what are we supposed to do? Just fight off zombies? Your rest was excellent. A mace, an iron mace, and some gold. Okay, so... why are they so frequent, the attacks? Could I break into the Mages Guild? It won't get me expelled, will it? Let's check. There's nobody here. Oddly, the Mages Guild is somewhat creepy with nobody around, right? All these lion heads. There are enemies nearby. Okay, so they're just kind of everywhere. Could it be upstairs where this enemy is? Okay, so I'm really kind of perplexed with this quest line. Well, it's not really a quest line, it's just a single quest. We hear the ghosts, yet we don't see them. The necromancer could be anywhere. He, for some reason, knows everywhere Draven is. It's a little bit annoying, really. Well, there's an airship, and a random thief just died. $39 gold pieces. At least we're getting free gold, although it's not a lot. And we are running out of stamina and magicka. Breakfast starts at dawn. Let's get 174 days. Perfect. We can't rest. 78, that's a little bit better. You gave your word of honor that you would rid of Dwinion of its necromancer. That's such a weird spelling, right? That's an error. Of it's the necromancer. You have taken too long. That was somewhat of an irritating quest, right? I thought we would have a day. Was the necromancer outside explicitly just trying to attack me? If so, where? The whole thing was just a bit off, wasn't it? It was very strange. But we have a ring to deliver, right? At least we could do that. So I think it was in the Restless Gnome Lodge. I mean, I guess it's just as well. I don't want to waste too much time in Dwinion. And we have 11 days. The Restless Gnome Lodge. Let's see. Restless Gnome. 2 days, perfect. I think we need a little bit more time, right? For the main quest to activate, we have to return in 30 days. So I have to return this ring to whom? Barbosa or Barbassa Copperham. Do you know of such a person? Sorry, I haven't got a clue. Okay. What about this fine gentleman in the blue and green? Okay, he doesn't know either. What about you? The Gaersley residence? Is that where they could be? Ask a friend. Does nobody know? Another Breton, perhaps? West of here. And it's right from us. It could be this one. It has to be this one. Info mode? Yep, this is the Gaersley residence. Okay, so we just returned this ring. It's not you because you're not static. There we go. Dunnister Wicksmith hired you as a runner? Ah, the ring. I've been expecting. Very good. Here's your gold. Easily 1,000, well, almost 1,000, 998 gold pieces, just rather easily, right? Why are they called the runners, the couriers? That almost sounds like, I know it's not exclusive to like Cyberpunk, but it sounds a bit Cyberpunk-ish. You think you would just call him the courier or something, or the messenger, not the runner. I mean, I guess maybe it's some sort of Tamrielic slang. I don't think I've ever seen that used in other fantasy RPGs. Anyway, we got the gold rather easily. Almost 1,000. I'm just going to drop these recipes because we're not going to use any sort of alchemy. And we're going to drop as well the... well, not drop, but put this in the cart. The rations, because it's a bit too heavy. Camping equipment, etiquette with rulers... holidays of the Iliac Bay, special flora. Okay, I'm gonna sell this Daedra heart too, but perhaps not yet. Let's see if we could get some food. There we go, breakfast, herbal tea, and maybe I could do some quests around Belfiera, right? So we don't waste too much time, or perhaps a quick dungeon, the Cathedral of Jubith. The Seleucia Hermitage, something to get us perhaps loot while we wait for Medora to summon us. Well, I think we have to report to her in that amount of time, but we might as well wait around Belfiera. I think let's check my stat drop, my affiliation drop, I should say. It's still 46, so we didn't really lose a lot for failing that quest. I'm going to cast Recall here. Immediately, there's Wraiths and Daedroths. So hopefully, the Daedroth has some good loot. I don't know if I should let them handle each other. You know what? No, I'm just gonna... There we go, end it, as it is. An enchanted helmet. Not too bad, but it's leather. Could we check the cost? There's no cost, it seems. Its powers are unknown. If it sells for a lot, it's probably like a really good enchantment, because I believe that even crappy items like leather could go for quite a bit. Okay, so he didn't have anything. Okay, let's see where we could find more Daedroths. I don't like running into wraiths. They are annoying to fight. It's not very satisfactory to hit them, and they don't really have any loot. And I think this is just a dead end. Yeah, and that's not a torch at all. I mean, it's a torch, but it's not a secret button, because these could be buttons sometimes that open secret passageways. All right, so let's go down here, and then I think, well, this is the entrance. If we can't find anything, then we'll leave and just head to Medora. Perhaps wait there, grind at Medora's dungeon actually, and then report to her. Because I don't think it really matters if we wait there, does it? Let's check what they have underneath here at least. We're carrying too much. I might have to put away the hammer. Perhaps the camping set too? Maybe more of these books. Potion of cure poison. I'm going to keep that because I feel like that always ends up killing me. I don't know, I get poisoned, and then it happens. A Lamia. Oh. Well, they're not that creepy actually. Are those the breasts? Yeah, it's a naked pile of gore and breasts. That's definitely Daggerfall for you. I think Lamias are in, we'll take the meat, are in Arena as well. I don't know, it's been so long since I played Arena. And these are I know these things appear in Morrowind. Apparently they're actually quite interesting lore-wise. They used to be like an advanced race or something along those lines. I don't recall. 91 gold pieces and snake venom. We'll leave them there. Let's no, I don't want to cast it because we're gonna get low on magicka. It's slowly draining, right? We might have to teleport back. No, wait, actually here. We could rest here. Hold on. So I see a wraith, another Daedroth. That's what I want, a Daedroth. The temperature is too extreme. Let's set up the camping kit. Let's get that Daedroth. Let's cook these. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's cook the meat first. Enemies? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's... Yeah, you got to be kidding me. There we go. That was easy. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Let's cook the smelly meat. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. And then rest until healed. Swimming in Longblade has increased. I'm kind of wondering... 182 gold pieces, a scarab. We could sell these to the pawnbroker, but it doesn't really seem to be worth it. And a frost daedra? Okay. Could we perhaps persuade him? Okay, no, we can't. Does he is he gonna take? Does he take damage from? There we go. Okay. Only gold. And there's no point in fighting this, really. This is what I mean about wraiths. Look at that. All that hassle and for nothing. Okay, so here's another wraith. Gold pieces, the light and the dark. I don't know what's that about, but it sounds pretty interesting. A potion of resist frost. Could we perhaps move this? We could. Let's heal. And he just won't get away. There we go. How many wraiths do we have to put up with? It's gonna start chasing me, yeah. I think I want to get out of this dungeon. No, okay, that's a bit of a threat. That's some decent damage. 481 gold pieces. I think it's the gold that's weighing us down. And here's the Daedroth. But he has silenced us. Could we perhaps beat him down? There we go. I thought that perhaps he was gonna beat us, really. Honestly, without the spells, he's pretty challenging. But we're landing more hits. You want to help? What's your name? It's a monk. Why are you attacking me? Worry about the Daedroth. Oh, we pacified the Daedroth. Oh, well, it was a Daedroth. I guess it's not that much of a loss for life. We should kill the monk, since she doesn't want to see reason. Rations. Let's eat the meat. Could we rest here? If not, I'm just going to teleport out. Right, some stealth. Alright, and we kind of went into a full circle. Yeah, I think this is a full circle, isn't it? Or no, is this heading to a new location? Let's check the map. No, it's just a circle. Yeah, okay, so I think it's time to teleport out. Let's put away the hammer into the wagon. And some gold, right? How much gold are we going to put away? Perhaps 9,000, I think. It's going to leave us with 500 gold pieces, but at least we are not encumbered, are we? Well, it's still not the best, but it's not bad. Let's put away... What else could we put away? Perhaps the prayer beads. Some of the books. Let's put away some of the books. Right? We'll just take out whatever book we're going to read out of the wagon. I kind of want to read The Light and the Dark, because that sounds pretty unique. Ah, I did not want to use the potion. I was trying to eat the meat. Let's see his strength now. Orc strength. Superhuman. I mean, it is what it is. I kind of wanted to get rid of the potion, but I was at least hoping we could sell it. And for some reason, their bodies just disappear. Is that like some sort of bug with a mod or something? I'm not sure. Like, I don't remember bodies disappearing that often. I thought it'd be useful to get the bear meat. Should try to keep the rations in our inventory to a minimum because they take a lot of space. Alright, so let's go to Dyreni Tower. It's going to take 5 days to get there. It might be too early to report to her, I believe. But if anything, it's still really easy to find her. Right? So let's cast Recall here. The only thing that I keep forgetting is that lever puzzle, but it's not too complicated. I know it's just 2 levers. There's a seducer. I don't want to fight the seducer. Or you know what? We could, because she carries loot as well, right? I was not trying to cast that way. There we go. Before she kills us. Because they absorb half of your stamina. Once you pass out, you're done. You're dead. I think, honestly, perhaps you need more stamina in this game than you do HP. Because I feel like they miss a lot. These vampires absorb stamina as well, right? Well, that was decent health hit. Can she perhaps die? There we go. The gold. And just some ingredients. I feel like all they carry is ingredients. And we really don't need that many ingredients. I think we click this. And then we have to go up here and click that wheel. Right? It's up there? Yeah. No, or is it here? Let's use the skirt. Yeah, here it is. Because I don't want to put up with the, let's cast heal. With the annoyance of, these monsters, really, when we just want to get to Medora. I might want to handle the Lich for the loot. And of course, I thought perhaps that he would have something, being a Lich, but he didn't have anything at all. I think it was this way. I know we have to get to a pyramid room. That's gold, that's a tower shield. I know the tower shield is better, right? 4+ armor. How much does it weigh? I think I'm just going to keep the round shield for now. I know it sounds a little weird, but it weighs a lot less. And we are kind of carrying a lot with the camping equipment and the food and so forth. So I don't think... Honestly, shields don't really... I feel like they don't do much in Daggerfall. I know they make it less likely for you to get hit, but that's all armor really does in Daggerfall. An enchanted piece of malachite and some gold. What could we get for this malachite? It's worth 1,040 gold pieces. If it's a good enchantment, I'll keep it. I don't know if that's something you equip or use. No, we have to use it, the malachite. Okay, so we have to go through this teleporter. Okay, for some reason, medical destruction, Longblade. I kind of had the paranoia that he was going to die from poison. And then I think it's this room. One zombie. No, I don't want to sort the spells. Well, not a zombie, a vampire. We'll get the gold. And, I wonder how long we could, Oh, this is back to the beginning. I remember there's a secret, wall there that lets you take this shortcut. But it only opens from the other side, which is why we didn't take the shortcut. Okay, so let's see what he has. This is kind of like how you play Daggerfall. This is kind of one of the reasons why I don't like Daggerfall as much as Morrowind. I really do love Daggerfall and its complexity, but there's a lot of repetition involved in Daggerfall. Maybe with some more complex generation, they could have changed it back in the day. But that's just how it is. We're gonna take the kite shield. That's what I want. Let's drop that. That's enchanted, so we should take that as well. We're not gonna bother handling her. A steel katana, an elven katana. Maybe we should take these for sale? Yeah, why not? It doesn't weigh a lot. I'm thinking if I should save for a big airship or a small airship. For the big one, I wonder like what the bonuses are. Is it carrying capacity? Is it just the level of awesomeness? Because even if it's just cooler, I know it's gonna sound ridiculous, even if it's just like more fun to look at, for me it'd be worth the extra 300,000 septims that they would be asking for. Okay, so this is not the way. I believe it's down here. Yeah, yeah, this is the Medora sign, so we're getting close. I kind of like that cloak. It's somewhat orangey. We're just gonna take the heart. And, no, that's a white rose. And, hold on, what is this? A potion recipe. Okay, we don't need that. Wait, did it have a cost? No, okay. For some reason, I thought it said 3,000 gold. But I think I was just seeing that. I don't want to handle these ghosts. They're just too much of a headache. Alright, so I remember... I know there's a vampire back here. We can hear him, actually. Let's pull this, and I think this... I know it's just 2 switches. We're gonna have to experiment. Alright, well this opens it up. He almost killed me. Come on. The ancient vampires are a bit hard to hit. One thing I have to say about Daggerfall is how would you even approach playing as a pure warrior, right? Like, it must be extremely annoying because there's no teleportations, there's not like a lot of things that will give you the edge in melee either, because there's a lot of enemies that have extremely high agility and they just sort of dodge. I remember playing Daggerfall originally as a pure warrior and it just really didn't work out well for me. Okay, that does nothing at all. Let's try this. I know it's just... I think it's 2 switches, but we will pull them back. Yeah, alright, so 1 switch has to go. I don't think... Perhaps it's this one? No, that's not it. That just made it worse. So let's pull this back. Perhaps it's this switch. I know we pulled that one. Yeah, that's the combination. Let's cast some healing. Oh, that's not what we wanted to do. We wasted the magic. Can we even handle this really like that? Yeah, we could, but no treasure. Holy candles, that cost anything? I don't think it really does. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is retreat just a little bit. No, I want to go into the inventory. Use that, Oh, I left... Oh no, there it is. Just in case, because if we die here, then we're doomed. Perfect. Alright, so we're good there. I guess what we could do is throw a save. I know we could quick save, but I just want to make a full save. Because, I don't know, but... Yeah, let's just handle it. 500 gold and potion of cure disease. I think that's exactly what we needed. And I think it's too early. No, okay, it's just perfect timing. The powder is ready. All you need to do is sprinkle it on his true corpse. I must warn you, it will not put his shade to rest, but you will soothe it sufficiently to allow you a chance to speak with him. The final exorcism is for Lysandus to choose. I do not know where he was buried. I do know that it is not on the field of Cringane, where they erected that monument to him. If you do speak to him, could you tell him I still love him? Death will not be a barrier to us for long. Now, I kind of feel bad for her. Now, I know... was she the wife of Lysandus, or... I'm starting to forget just a little bit. Was she the wife of Lysandus? Or the widow, or... Yeah, I think she was his widow. Okay. And, yeah, they replaced the queen. Okay. I was getting confused with another game, because I know sometimes we're like, oh, well, he cheated on his wife, like, in medieval times. And this is obviously a fantasy world, but it's still medieval. Let's get some rest here. Actually, let's recall, actually. But... could you really blame him that hard if he cheated on his wife, if it's like a prearranged marriage and he actually loved someone else? Like, most of those marriages in the Middle Ages, I imagine, like, High Rock is the most medieval out of the Tamrielic societies, where that thing happens more often, right? Where, like, people are just getting marriage because, you know, it's set up that way. Then they must probably love somebody else, they just don't have that chance to explore that with them, right? But yeah, I think she was married to King Lysandus, and they loved each other. But yeah, it was just one of those medieval things that I'm wondering about in Tamriel, how that works. I'm just assuming it would work the same way in High Rock. So now that we have the powder to Lysandus, I know we have to go to Menevia and go to his tomb. Lysandus' tomb. Yeah, it's gonna take us 8 days. We're going to travel there cautiously. Your destruction has improved. Broken pots herds crunch underfoot. A ghostly wail shatters the silence. I think I remember this dungeon to a certain extent. I remember the later parts of Daggerfall, quite honestly. Not so much the beginning. So let's collect this raw meat, because if I remember this dungeon, we won't have too much difficulty, but I remember it being somewhat long. Just gonna get all the meat. It might not be necessary getting that much, but we might grind. We might try to level up in this dungeon. Let's cast Recall. Actually, let's go inside and cast Recall. Yeah, this is Lysandus's tomb. Okay, so let's cast Recall here. Should we put away some meat? Actually, we could just keep it and throw the rest on the floor when it gets bad, right? The prayer beads, anything we don't need. Let's put away the weapons, and we will sell them once we are done with this dungeon, along with the magical items. How much gold are we carrying? Let's put away the, we have the Lich Dust. Let's put away the Holy Relic. We can sell that. We're going to need this for Lysandus, I believe, the Lich Dust. And, hold on, how much gold? 4,000, okay. Let's put away 4,000 gold pieces. There we go. Okay, so I think this is where I'm going to end the video. Actually, hold on. I'm going to set up a camp, right? And then cook some of the meat. No, that's not what we wanted to do. Where's the camping kit? We should have bought another one, actually, in town, because it might break on us. Let's cook some of it, right? Because I don't think we will need that much, unless... well... yeah, I think one or two more should be sufficient. I'm perhaps over-preparing, right? But it's Daggerfall. You're healed. Stealth has improved. I think this is where we're going to end the video. I usually end the videos with a book. There's a lot of moldy meat. Okay, so he's kind of full. Should I end it with a book? Where's the light and dark? Yeah, okay, so in the next video, we will tackle this dungeon. I think I remember where his tomb was. I know there's a secret to get to there. It'll probably come back to me as I explore this dungeon, this tomb. But let's end the video with a book, and if you want, you could stop watching here if you don't care for the reading bits, but I want to read the books before I sell them. I don't remember a lot of the books. I don't even think I read the books the first time around. The Light and the Dark. Yes, children, it is no accident that this land of Tamriel has been called the Arena. I know that's a reference to Elder Scrolls Run. The old man altered his position on the large rock that bore his weight, and straightened his long gray robe. Roomy eyes lost their focus as they gazed out over the sun-warmed valley and the mountains of High Rock. For a moment he saw a vision of ancient horrors instead of the fresh greenery of spring. A chill washed over his aged bones. Is this a suitable topic for the young and innocent? He asked himself. The young must be taught, but must they learn of such things now when they should be playing in the sunlight? This is a tale for the dreary winter, with the wind howling outside, a walled town, and the doors and windows closed and bolted against the blast and cold and other things. He glanced with affection at his two grandchildren, the little tow-headed boy with a hint of mischief, dancing in his eyes even on those rare occasions when sitting quietly, and his older sister, a serene lass, the old man thought. Her hair like a dark flame and her slightly pointed ears were the only obvious signs of elven blood, so like her grandmother, the old man thought. The past is past, and Aishira had brought him so much peace and happiness after a lifetime of battle. He forced his thought back to the present. Sorry, children. I was remembering things. Old people do that, you know. Are you going to tell us the story of Jagar Thorn and the Emperor and the Eternal Champion? His grandson asked. That's my favorite. Not exactly, my son. They were a part of it, in a way, as are Iric and Morlane and Edward and Raymond and many others. Even the gods play a part. This is a far older story, and even the priests won't tell it my way. They have their own interpretations, and their fears as well. I'm too old and have seen too much to have any fear left, except that our people will forget, and forgetting is dangerous. So I and a few others carry this tale and try to spread it among the younger generations. You aren't really old enough to understand it all, but I can feel that my end is not far off. I must ask you to remember anyway, in a few years perhaps. If I still live, we can discuss it again. If not, well, you must seek out others who know and compare notes. I want to play Arena on this channel as well. I think I'm going to go through all the Elder Scrolls games. It's been so long since I've completed all of them. I wanted to tackle Unity first because I never really got to play a modded Daggerfall. Let's continue the story. You talk as if you're going to die, Granther, his granddaughter spoke up. That can't happen. You will live forever. Chuckling. I'm afraid not, dear, but I have a little while left, enough for the story. The children settled back against the bole of a large oak, knowing that the old man could not be hurried. Leaning forward, he began. Long, long ago, before there were any people at all, even before the gods, Tamriel was chosen as a battleground by two things. It is difficult to find words that fit them well. I call them the light and the dark. Others are different names, good and evil, bird and serpent, order and chaos. None of these names really apply. It suffices that they are opposites and totally antithetical. Neither is really good or evil, as we know the words. They are immortal, since they do not really live, but they do exist. Even the gods and their Daedric enemies are pale reflections of the eternal conflict between them. It's as though their struggle creates energies that distort their surroundings, and those energies are so powerful that life can appear like an eddy in a stream. I'm wondering if he's talking about Anu and Padme. I believe Anu's good as we understand it, but not really. I mean, honestly, any being who just doesn't want to destroy everything is good, right? It's a bonus. Do demons and trolls come from the dark, Grandpa? Not exactly, son. The undead evils we know and the demons that live on Oblivion tend to align with the dark. Their natures are more akin to it. Humans and the other peoples of Tamriel, even the misunderstood dark elves, are more aligned with the light. Our evils are not always of the dark, but some are, and these are the truly dangerous ones. Jagar Thorn was almost wholly aligned with the dark, and that is really why he was so monstrous. It was not because he was a black mage, as some would have it. Did his magic come from the dark, Granther? The girl's interest was piqued by mention of magic. Her heritage is beginning to show itself, thought the old man. No magic power comes directly from the energies swirling about both entities. These energies are impersonal and all mixed up. Black magic is more a matter of intent than effect. The Mages Guild holds that a fireball, say, directed against a creature intent on causing harm, is not black magic, but the same spell directed at one seeking peace is. In this, they are right. Destruction of a fire daedra strengthens the light and weakens the dark just a little. In the same manner, destruction of a unicorn strengthens the dark. But what about the gods? Do they come from the light? The boy's eyes were animated, but tinged with apprehension. He adored stories of the gods and goddesses of Tamriel's pantheon, and the heroes who served them. The old man chuckled. The gods have an unusual origin. if some of the oldest tales are true, the oldest inhabitants of this world. No one seems to be sure what race they were. Had a system of myths that they believed in for 1,000 of years. The people of 8 Ada believed for so long and so well that their beliefs may, just may, have drawn upon the energies surrounding Tamriel to bring the gods themselves into being. If that is so, the conflict between the light and the dark provided the energy, and the 8 Adins, the structure that created the gods of Tamriel. No one really knows, since it was so long ago and so little survives from that time. It no longer matters. The gods have their own existence now, and mostly align with the light, except for a few who are, shall we say, a little ambiguous. So I kind of have a theory, right? I wonder if this has to do with Talos, right? In Skyrim, why they want the humans to stop believing in Talos, right? Because he's somewhat of a god who favors them, right? He's somewhat of a man god. Like, I don't know, like, let's say, like, does prayer and, like, and all this stuff give gods power in Tamriel? Because that's kind of what I'm getting at. If it's true, because that's what he's saying, like, they might have believed in these beings for so long that they became real. If that's true, it might not be true. But, you know, we can't, that's just a quick theory, really. As he said, if some of the oldest tales are true. I'm not a lore expert, so anytime I read this stuff, it's kind of new to me. I didn't really realize most of the Tamrielic races as well were, like, of the good energy this guy is talking about. They just happen to be infected with dark as well. That's why there might be bad orcs and good orcs, and then good Nords and bad Nords. So I think that makes sense, right? If these ancient primordial energies exist. I'm assuming it's Anu and Padme, but I'm not sure. Why do we have to remember, Granther? What is the danger you spoke of? If the light and dark are so big and powerful, can we influence them? Should we try? What should we fight for? I see that your critical faculties are developing, Solara. That is good. The answer is simple, but quite large enough for mere mortals like us. The light and dark are evenly matched, and perhaps will never resolve their conflict. Mortals and the beings of the Aetherius sometimes can perceive traces of them. Therein lies the danger. To most of us, the light is more congenial, even inspiring, and moves us to behavior that we would call good. To creatures like us, the dark is horrible. Those who have visions of it are often driven mad, and the ones who are not would be better dead. The dark is to us a monstrous emptiness, an emptiness that sucks the soul toward it, to be twisted, maimed, and ultimately destroyed. What we can see of it seems utterly evil. Perhaps somewhere else this would not be so, but in our world it is. The old man paused to gather his thoughts, gazing once more at the fresh new life of spring. What we must do is never forget that the dark is always there, beckoning to the weak, sold among us, should it be gain ascendancy over Tamriel. Though agents perverted by its awful attraction, terrible things could happen. All that we hold beautiful or desirable, even love itself, would be swept away. Peace and hope would be no more. For Tamriel, that would be the worst possible disaster. What I saw during Jaeger's reign nearly killed me, almost destroyed my mind. When he was destroyed, I thought the worst was over. But it was not. The forces of the dark are on the march again, and new heroes must rise to join the eternal champion in the fight against them. That's pretty interesting, right? The new heroes, obviously they would be what, the agent, the character we're playing, and then the Nerevarine, what's the hero from Elder Scrolls 4? I think it's the Hero of Kavach, or the Champion of Cyrodiil, there we go. And, obviously, you know, Dragonborn. The old man and the two children sat in silence for several minutes. Finally, the children assisted their grandfather. to his feet, and they walked slowly away toward home, and hearth and lunch. So that was actually quite an interesting book. Let's make another save. So every sort of action in Tamriel is effectively helps one of the two sides, right? Evil or good. I think it's kind of interesting how I said that somewhere else the evil would not be perceived as such, and along with the good. And I kind of have like a complex theory, like, what if those forces are fighting for two different worlds? For example, let's say Padome actually is not really evil, but he's hostile against the people on Tamriel because he's trying to save another, like, world where it has people who love and hate each other and so forth. You know, with you know, governments and orders and heroes and villains. Right? Like, what if he has his own world to defend, and so does Anu? I'm assuming those are the light and dark. Because it's prone to misconceptions, right? What if it's just two, like, celestial beings fighting for their worlds because they believe that only one has the right to exist, but they are loving to their worlds, right? For example, let's say one god created one planet, and he loves that planet and everything on it, including the people, and then another one does, and then he realizes that god created his own planet, and they realize that they're somewhat of a threat to each other, right? Because I'm just taking that from the old man's dialogue that perhaps, you know, he might not be considered evil somewhere else. But the people of Tamriel view Anu as sort of good because he wants to protect it, right? You know, getting rid of the Daedra. The Daedra might be a flaw in my theory, I'm not sure. But anyway, enough rambling about the book. That's just sort of the theory I had in mind. Knowing modern Bethesda and their writing, they wouldn't do anything creative with that. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. Next video, we're going to tackle this dungeon. And we will see what happens with King Lysandus' spirit, because his wife gave us the dust. And then maybe later on we will going to upload some Morrowind footage as well. But yeah, this was nearly an hour long. Thanks for watching. I apologize for the long sort of, you know, stagnant, you know, infrequency of my uploads. I was kind of having a computer issue, but it's resolved now, and I'm going to upload more frequently. But thanks for watching, and I'll be back later on with more Draven's adventures into the Iliac Bay, along with some Morrowind, because I might as well play both. But yeah, thanks for watching.